Video assignment number 2, steps of manicure on trainer hand. First, you have your client's hand in a bath of antibacterial soap. You remove the hand and you dry it while you place the right hand in the bath of antibacterial soap. You dry the left hand thoroughly and push down the side walls and push back the cuticles. Do this to each nail. Once the hand is dry, you apply cuticle oil, cuticle remover, and you apply it liberally to the nail plate and cuticle area. Then you take your pusher, steel metal pusher, and you take your client's fingers and you push back all of the extra pterygium on the nail plate and push up the cuticle. You do this to each finger. Push the pterygium up, clean off the nail plate, push back the cuticle. When you're done with your metal pusher, put in your EPA sterilizing solution. Then you take your nippers and you nip the cuticle and sidewall if needed. Then you take your nippers and put it in the sterilizing solution. Now you start the manicure of the buff. You take your cuticle oil and you apply it to the nail plate and cuticle area. You rub this in with your thumbs. Massage it into the cuticle and all the surrounding areas. Then you take your 4-way file, the first side, which is the rough side, and you buff down the side walls and around the cuticle area. And all the way down the nail plate, making sure to get all of the sides and getting evenly across the nail plate. Then you move to the second side of the nail file, which is the first side of the gray next to the black, and you do the exact same. File the side walls around the cuticle area, and you buff down the entire nail plate, all the way to the free edge. Then you take the third side, third gray side, and you go up and down the side walls again, around the cuticle, and all the way down the nail plate, all the way to the free edge. Then you use the fourth and final side, which is white, and you do the same thing. You continue the steps, same steps. The first side, the more coarse side, down the side walls. All the way around the nail plate, making sure that you get everything. all the way to the tip. Move to the second gray side for buffing. Do the side walls. Get near the cuticle and buff completely down the nail plate, all the way to the free edge. Move to the next finger. Oh, I'm sorry, I used the third one. And then the fourth and final white one. The white one buffs and shines and makes the nail look pretty. Then you use the first one, the rough coarse one, do the side walls. By the cuticle, and buff down the nail plate. Move to the second gray side for buffing. Buff the side walls. Buff close to the cuticle. Buff down the nail plate, all the way to the free edge, making sure that you buff everything. Move to the third side, which is another gray side. Buff the side walls and the cuticle, and making sure that you get all the way down the nail plate, covering everything, all the way to the free edge. Moving to the fourth and final side, which is the white side, the finishing. Buff the side walls, the cuticle, and all the way down the nail plate. Take the first rough side, do the side walls, get near the cuticle, buff down the nail plate, making sure to get all of the spots and to remove all of the shine. Moving to the second buffer, first gray side next to the black. Buff the side walls, near the cuticle, and down the nail plate. Making sure you get all the way to the free edge. Move to the third side, the second gray side. Buff the cuticle and the side walls, and buff all the way down the nail plate to the free edge. Move to the fourth and final side, which is white. Buff the side walls and the cuticle, and all the way down the free edge, or all the way down the nail plate to the free edge. Last and final nail. You take the coarse side of the black and you buff the side walls. When you're buffing the side walls and near the cuticle, take care not to buff too hard or too strongly, and then buff all the way down the nail plate, covering the entire nail plate, making sure that there is no shine. Moving to the second one, which is a gray side. The side walls again, taking care not to buff too hard and near the cuticle. Buffing all the way down the nail plate, getting to the free edge. The third side is another gray side. For buffing, you buff the sides, taking care again near the cuticle and all the way down the nail plate, the free edge. Then the fourth and final side is the white. Sidewalls, cuticle, and all the way down the all the way down the nail plate to the free edge. That is how you perform a manicure on the trainer hand. Try to get a closer view for you so you can